to the world or not? Because I don't mind if you don't want to. It's going to be there. But I could do it on SoundCloud.
Yeah, good as gold.
Yeah, it's fine with me.
Okay, cool. Awesome. All right. So we've started the recording and we're going to say hello to everybody in the whole wide world. And we're going to start. And here we are on day 4 of our commitment to ourselves to expand our worlds and not contract over the time of this coronavirus shutdown. Because in New Zealand, we've got a lockdown, which is a very interesting word in the way they say it. But, you know, one of the things I honestly am aware of more and more is the world is never going to be the same. The world is, this is absolutely going to be different. And I was having a chat with Jim last night about his shares, because you know what, even the share market is not going to function the same. All the books that you've got that you've ever read about how to do the share market, you might as well throw them away. That's how different the world's going to be, and we don't know how that's going to show up, but we have got some tools that are really going to make a huge difference.
So when you say different, Shirley, Chrissie, do you mean like in a really cool way, or in a very interesting way?
Well, you know, it's not about the thing is, if you judge it and you're worried about it, because it is going to be different, right? And people hate change, and that's what's the bad thing about it, is it's change. But it's huge change. It's not just little tiny increments of change. It's huge.
So what gives you the awareness there'll be a lot of change?
Oh, do you not see that, Kimmy?
Yeah, I do, but I just want to know where that comes from. I'm just curious.
Well, you know that the financial system is just fucked now, right? You know, there's going to be a lot of people going to lose their homes. They're going to lose businesses. They're going to have to sell stuff. Who knows what that means? I've got no idea what that means, because the government might come to the party.
Yeah, that would be grand.
Ban banks. I know a few years ago, when I was married, New Zealand went through a time when it changed from one political party to the other as a government, and one political party had offered interest rates for farmers at about 7% to develop their farms, and then overnight the government changed, and the government, it was called Rogernomics.
Oh, yes.
Roger Douglas came in and he put the interest rates up to 28%, and all the farmers couldn't do it.
Wow.
But so what happened, and I was married at the time, and I think that I left soon afterwards, so I think I really stayed with my husband to support him through it. But he actually, Federated Farmers set up these meetings all around the country with banks and their creditors. So at that time we were with a trading company called Williams and Kettles, and so we met with them and we met with the bank, and they totally slashed the debt. Right, it was just written off overnight.
Wow.
Wow.
And this is what people need to know. This is a possibility.
Yeah.
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 For all of the debt in the world to be written off.
So yeah, this change is truly, we don't know what it's going to show up like, but it could, if we allow it, it could create huge change for us in our lives. We don't know what that's going to be.
Yeah.
But
so,
if we ask questions for greater possibilities to show up, that's why I'm saying, please keep asking questions.
Yeah. So with regard to, just for example, the possibility of debt being written off, if we be the energy of that.
I think we want to be the energy of more than that, Kimmy.
Yeah.
Bigger than that.
Yeah. Okay.
But have the awareness that it is a possibility.
Yeah.
So if people cannot pay their houses, and their mortgages. Hi, Chrissie. Welcome, darling. If people can't pay for them, then, there is a possibility that the banks are going to say, you know what's the point? And that's what they did with the farmers. They said, really, there's no point in us trying to take your farm over and sell it, because we're not going to get as much anyway for it. So we may as well give that to you. And that's what they possibly will do. See, it's really possible. Yeah. And it's not, and it is about the financial way the country or the world is run. And we've been asking for a new possibility for finance, for the way the country, the way the world is run. Who knows what that's going to show up? But let's ask for a greater possibility than what's happening right now.
Yeah. For
the economics and, for what else is possible. And I do perceive that this is going to be a time when more people are going to be looking for consciousness.
Exactly.
When people go through pain, and that's what's going to bring up, because people think that people don't like change, and change creates a lot of pain for people.
Yeah.
Who knows? People might have to help each other a lot more.
Yeah.
And they might help each other a lot more. And if you notice, I don't know whether you've noticed, but when you're out walking, people are kind of more friendly to each other.
Yes.
Have you noticed that?
Yeah, absolutely.
And what else is possible?
Exactly. I see neighbours sitting outside their houses, in front of their houses on their deck chairs, having a chat, stopping. It's like, wow, you just didn't see this.
Totally. And the other thing too, welcome, Robin. Lovely to see you guys here. I hope you'll go back and listen to the beginning of this, because we did talk about some quite interesting stuff, which we're still talking about. We're talking about the change that the planet's going through, and how it's not going to be the same. People are thinking, oh, well, when this is over, everything will go back to the way it was. Nope. It ain't going to go back, darling. It's going to go forward, and it's going to be different. And you're right. It could be that people are kinder to each other, that people are helping each other a lot more, that they're looking out for their neighbours, and they're going, I wonder if there's anything I can contribute to my neighbours. I wonder how my kids are. And also, one of the things I'm noticing is that there is so much more peace, and my body is feeling more energetic.
Nice.
So what else is possible? Welcome, Barbie. So please, I would really invite you to go back and listen to this again at the beginning, because there's some really good information on there. And what I'm suggesting to you is really to, do this expanding exercise every morning right now. Let's do it. Like, take your energy of who you be and expand out past everywhere you thought you could ever go, right out into all universes, and connect with all the molecules in the universe. And connect with your body at the same time. Expand, 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 expand to the outside edges of where you are, and then go into the universes, beyond the universes. Ask every molecule in your body to receive all possibilities that are available to us. Everything that doesn't allow that, destroy and create it. Right, wrong, good, bad, purple, and short, spoon, yawns. And let's ask to receive from all universes for all eternity. And everything that doesn't allow that, will you destroy and create it, please? Right, wrong, good, bad, purple, and short, spoon, yawns. So keep pulling, pulling and pulling and pulling. And keep pulling and pulling and pulling.
I've noticed that like I walked down to the beach, and there's just such a spirit now of people, like people are saying hi, and even kind of guys with tattoos that are,
yes.
like they wave and say hi. And I feel for some reason I'm the one that keeps kind of walking off the curve or along the beach, walking out the way to sort of part the ways and keep the 2 metre thing. And it was really cool because I was walking down one side of the street and I saw 2 men stopping talking, and they both had dogs. And then there was a couple on the other side. So I thought, well, what am I meant to do? So I walked down the middle of the road and we were all laughing,
Yes.
you know, to keep the
It's
2 metres.
kind of like we all have this connection now.
Yeah.
And everything that doesn't allow that to expand, would you destroy and uncreate it? Right, wrong, good, bad, pod, poc, all nine shorts, boys and beyonds. Yes, there's a lot more kindness and caring for each other. You know, and when you're walking, people will say to you, take care. And it's like, thank you. That's so sweet. So are you guys all expanded now?
Yeah.
Have you dropped your barriers and pushed down the walls and barriers? Ah, what's that noise? Is that a birdie? Right, so keep expanding, and we're going to run this process. What pattern of possibility are you avoiding with the pattern of limitation you are choosing? And then everything that is times good sin, will you destroy and create it? Right, oh, good, bad, problem, corner, shorts, both beyonds. So what pattern of possibility are you avoiding with the pattern of limitation you are choosing? We wouldn't choose limitation. Oh, no. Everything that is times good sin, will you please destroy and create it?
Yes.
Right, wrong, good, bad, popcorn, and shorts, boys and beyonds. So this time, see what comes up for you. What pattern of possibility are you avoiding with the pattern of limitation you are choosing? Okay, so what's coming up for anybody?
Contraction. I'm functioning from contraction.
Okay, so 3 times, Miss Suze. I'm functioning from contraction.
I'm functioning from contraction. I'm functioning from contraction.
So all the implants and explants connected to that, and all the secret, hidden, invisible, unseen, unsaid, unconscious, and undisclosed, and indisclosed or undisclosed implants and explants connected to that, please would you destroy and uncreate them all?
Yes.
So what patterns of possibility, or what pattern of possibility are you avoiding with the pattern of limitation you are choosing? So is that your default position?
It is. That's what's been in my head the last few days. It's my default.
It's my default. So let's destroy and uncreate all the default positions and all the automatic artificial intelligences that we're functioning from.
Yes.
Right, wrong, good, bad, purple, short, squares and beyonds. So what pattern of possibility are you avoiding with the pattern of limitation you are choosing?
A greater version of me.
A greater version of you. Yeah, and even that feels quite small, actually. Shall we destroy and uncreate the greater versions of you?
Yeah.
How many versions of you do you have out there in the world?
Oh, quite a few, I think.
Yeah, should we destroy and uncreate all the versions that we have of ourselves that are out there in the universe?
Yes.
Yes.
Papa can shorts and yawns. So what else could you ask for that wasn't a version? What if it was about the greatness of you?
Yes.
And you know what? The other thing too, one of the things I've been asking for is to be top of my game. Yeah, did you have something to say to that, Suze?
No, I like it. I like it. That's the opposite to the default setting.
Yes. And I've noticed choosing that, like I'm asking to be one of the top 4 facilitators in the world. Why not?
Absolutely. Yeah.
Really? And I can tell already just from asking for that, having that as a target, it's changed my smarts or something,
Nice.
changed my awareness. Get away, flies. Yeah, so what if we could be top of our game in everything that we do? Everything that we do. Let's ask for that.
Yeah.
If you were top of your game, Suze, what would you be asking for as a teacher and in the education system?
Good question.
Yeah. And you know how yesterday we talked about being willing to lose everything,
Hmm.
right?
Oh, I just went again.
Right. So everything that brings up times a godzillion, please destroy and uncreate it.
Yes.
Wrong, good, bad, purple, banana, shorts, and yarns. So what is it that you're not willing to lose, Suze?
My usual response, my kids. And now Bros, let's chuck him into the equation.
Right.
Yeah.
So everything that doesn't allow you to be willing to lose them, would you destroy and create it?
Yeah.
Right, wrong, good, bad, purple, short, and yarns. So you know I can relate to that because I had that with my grandson.
Yeah.
James. And I looked at it and I saw how attached I was to having a relationship with him.
Mm.
And I went, you know what? I've got to change this. I really have to be willing to let him go. Because when you try to hold on to them, that's when you lose them.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, so everything that's bringing up for you times a gazillion, would you destroy and create it?
Yeah.
Right, wrong, good, bad, purple, banana, shorts, mini yarns. And I really know this one well because when my son was killed in a truck accident, it took me a long time to let go of him. And it was Shannon O'Hara actually who said to me, because I had a session with her one day and she said, you need to untangle or untangle it was something like untangle the ties. What's a word for untangle? What's not untangle? But
It wasn't sever.
Not sever them. It's really
Yeah.
about loosening them up gradually over time.
I was going to say it felt too strong.
Severs, you don't need to sever your ties, but you do need to untangle them and let them loose. And when I did that, and I asked for that energetically, I asked that with my son, and after a few weeks, what I noticed a greater communion that I had with him energetically. And a huge gratitude, huge gratitude. So when you let go of the energetic ties to the people that you love, you actually have more of them.
Yeah.
And it's the same with anything that you own that you're making significant or important that you don't want to let go of. You've got to be willing to let go of everything. Because otherwise it owns you and it controls you.
Mm-hmm.
So everywhere you're allowing, Ross to control you, would you destroy and create that?
Yeah.
Good, bad, purple, and shorts, meons. And it would be a good thing for you to teach that to Bros as well, because when he's holding on to you, you're going to hate it.
Yeah, and I felt that, and then I felt myself pulling away.
Yes, you do.
Resisting. Yeah. Yeah.
And that's what they talk about, how you have to go out. You have to go out the back door in a relationship. If someone's holding on to you, that's when you go out the back door, rather than openly say to each other, you know what, you're free to leave at any time. if there's any, and that's when you don't want to, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
And everything that doesn't allow that, would you destroy on credit, please, darling?
Yeah. Thank you.
Good, bad, pop on and shorts and yawns. So what patterns, should we do that again? What pattern of possibility are you avoiding with the pattern of limitation you're choosing? How many patterns of possibilities could we be asking for right now? Let's pull all the possibilities of any possibilities of whatever we want to create in the world. Because we do have this point of view that we have to be able to kind of define it. And what happens when you define something? Yeah. That's what the rest of the world, what's that, Kimmy?
It locks it in. It can, makes it small.
It does. It defines it, makes it small, and puts a sort of a parameter around it. What's possible beyond what we ever thought was possible? What else is possible? So, I've now got little post-it notes all over my house with some of those great questions, and there's millions more. So if you guys have got any great questions, please share them in the Facebook group. Those questions truly are creating our future, and I'm really, really aware of that. What future are we creating now that is beyond what we ever thought was possible, and greater and more exciting and more fun? And more prosperous. Let's ask for prosperity for everyone and everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Chrissie, what about like I don't watch too much of it. In fact, I've virtually watched no news yesterday, but all the stuff that I just send healing and love to all the people overseas going through stuff. But they can't even have funerals now. And what about the fear of walking into a supermarket and touching something, like that might, the whole contagion fear?
Yes. What about it?
Well, when we're kind of fearing that, and I mean, I know that we have to keep our distance from people and stuff, it's just a good thing to do, but like, it's almost like someone coughs and everyone's, runs the other distance. Like, I mean, it's just this whole, you go into a supermarket and now a lot of people are wearing gloves, and I wish, like I said, I'll try something around but I mean, it's this whole like, pandemic of fear as well, because God, if we touch something and someone's touched it, are we going to get it? Or,
yes, that's why you have to be willing to get it. Because if you're trying not to get it, or if you don't want to get it, what does that create? That creates fear, and that's anything you don't want is what you always get. So it's like, expand yourself out and just be willing to die. Go away.
Yeah.
And everywhere, it's a different way of looking at things, right? It is a different way of looking at things, but can you feel the freedom in that?
Yeah.
Can you feel your body relaxing?
Yeah.
You know what? If you say, if I die, I die. What a great way to die. It's very fast. But do you have to die? I don't think so. I think, probably the whole thing about the virus is what you say. It's the fear that has been created that creates it. It's the fear that people go into that creates them getting it.
It's really interesting talking about that. I was doing some research last night, and Japan have a very low rate.
Yes.
And their government haven't been putting in these hard restrictions and all this kind of thing, and people have been going about business as usual, and they've got relatively low incidences of the situation.
So that's very interesting. So everywhere we're buying into the fear of this pandemic, this flu, would you destroy on credit? Right, wrong, good, bad, pop, on short, One of the things that Access teaches is that fear is a distractor implant, and it's not true. If you are willing to get it, then you don't have that resistance to, oh, what's that? I think it's you, Kimmy. Oh, no, it must be you, Robin.
Robin, yeah.
So it's that fear. It's that fear that creates it more, and fear is not true. And that's what's been created. This fear has actually been created somewhere. And it's the fear that's just continued on. But there's no such thing as fear. So would you destroy and uncreate everywhere you bought the lie of fear and how it's true? It's actually a distractor implant which you can destroy and uncreate. Right, wrong, good, bad, popcorn, and shorts and yawns. That's why I've been suggesting to you to expand yourself out. If you go into any of that fear, if you go, oh, what if I get it? Or what if I touch it? Or what if I get it? Go like this and expand yourself out, and that fear just disappears and goes away. And you can also go, okay, pock and pod that fear as well. Just go pock and pod it. Not true, not buying it. I'm not buying that. Bullshit. Pock and pod it. Right? And do the thymus exercise. So, Robin, are you concerned that do you think you're going to die of the virus? I'm going to lost you now. Hold on. You've unmuted. Hold on. Oh, sorry. Go.
I've been listening to, like other kind of spiritual teachers and stuff too. And when I do that and listen to you, I feel I wasn't really thinking about it so much because I was busy scrubbing things out and cooking and things to freeze yesterday. But my fear is not death, because I know we don't die. So I have no concerns about going to the, the higher realms. But my fear is suffering and sickness and fear and being by myself. That's mine. I don't fear. Right. I don't fear what's on the, the other side.
Good. So I'm going to ask you if you are willing to suffer. Are you willing to be alone and by yourself? So everything that doesn't allow that, would you destroy and uncreate it, please?
Yes.
Right, wrong, good, bad, pod, all names, short, spoon, yawns. See, it's like everything is the opposite of what it appears to be, and nothing is the opposite of what it appears to be. It's that same old thing. Anything you resist is what you create. Right. So if you don't want to be by yourself, that's when you want to go, you know what? I'm totally willing to be by myself. And that's when you don't ever be by yourself.
Chrissie, I was dreading being kind of locked in and stuff, but in all honesty, once I clean up the mess around here, because I've had quite a bit to do, because I got quite a bit of stuff, I've actually had, I've had more people contact now, and a woman walked past the other day when I got out of the car. I kind of obviously stood outside the car, and she said that she'd been by herself and she was worrying and fretting and listening to the news, and I spoke to her and she just said, oh, thank you, I feel a lot better now. That was something positive. So, and I've got two elderly aunties, one's 92 and one's 90, and one's in care, and she said she went back to her room and said, she's grateful she's in Fairley, she's got lovely people, but she said the phone's not really ringing, and she saw my text, so she rang me, and I was just wanting to go out then to have a walk, and I thought, no, she's more important. So I kind of feel that there's kind of more connection now rather than, so I was dreading just being here by myself, but actually, there's other ways. And in fact, I'm probably having more conversations now than I did prior.
Absolutely. And how wonderful, Robin, that you've come on this Zoom and you're not even on Facebook. So, good on you. It's amazing. Totally. I totally get that. How does it get better than that? Should we ask for more of that? Times a gazillion. Right, wrong, good, bad, pod, all nine, shorts, and yawns. And when you acknowledge that you are having connection with people and that you do have it, then you can have more of it. So, and look at all the miracles that you're creating every day. So how many miracles did you create yesterday, Miss Suze?
5.
Yes. Do you want to tell us about one of them?
Oh, well, actually, this morning I got a message from a friend saying that she's asking how she was going, you know, things were going, and she said, oh, she's feeling anxious and depressed, and I'm just like, and I've run her bars a couple of times, so I'm actually going to messenger call her after this and just have a little chat and say, well, honey, who does that belong to?
Yes.
And it's like, wow, actually,
Yeah.
there are things that I can do to help people who are.
So, and how does it get better than that? And that's so rewarding. Isn't it fulfilling into your heart?
Oh, absolutely. And it's like, listen to your own advice, Suze. That's all I should belong to.
Look whose picture's coming up. It's Miss Chrissie.
Good morning.
Hi.
Did you create any miracles yesterday, Chrissie Nuku?
I didn't. I just had overwhelming headaches. I didn't. There wasn't a great day for me yesterday, but it was okay.
Okay. Did you have any little tiny miracles?
I guess I haven't really thought about it.
Would you like to look for some miracles right now? Can you look for one miracle, please?
Oh, yes. Actually, I had another Zoom call, and that was with a group of ladies, and that was awesome just to connect, and yeah, that was good.
So what was the miracle in it, darling?
Well, actually, I hadn't even seen any of them for like months.
Right. Interesting.
And then to hear from them and
fill you with joy.
Yeah.
So look at that and get specific about it and acknowledge it. You know what? That was a miracle, and that joy of connecting with them after all that time. And when you acknowledge the miracles that you create, then you can create more. So can you perceive, know, be, and receive all the miracles that you're creating right now, and everything that doesn't allow that to you to create even more miracles?
Yes.
Just go on and create those, please. Right, wrong, good, bad, short, million. So are you guys expanding yourselves out, right out 100,000 million miles? Keep doing that. Remind yourself all day long. And notice how different you feel because you're expanded. Yes. And any fear, just go pop, fuck the fear. Pop, fuck that fear. It's not true. And I'm not going to buy that fear. Now, you can feel the energy, so keep on asking, what energy can I be that will create a greater possibility and a greater world and greater life? What energies can I be?
Oh,
yeah.
Yes. Actually, now that I'm thinking about it, I planted lots of little miracles.
What did you plant?
We've got silver beets and beans and peas, and there's just so many, and I love watching them grow. I love seedlings and growing them, because they are like little miracles as they burst out of their old shell. And they expand too. I love the metaphor of it.
I do too, and I love the energy of it as well. Thank you for doing that. That's a joy, such a joy. Yes, so start looking for those miracles today, and then tomorrow we're going to look at miracles. We're going to talk about the miracles that we created. So start looking for them today. And thank you everybody for coming on. Is there any last things you want to discuss before we finish?
No, thank you, Chrissie.
All right. Well, I just want to say thank you so much for coming on and playing, because this is fun. This is really fun.
It's awesome. Thank you so much.
Thank you, my darling. Wonderful to see you, Susan. Just go and tell that Bros that he's a bad boy.
Chrissie, it's a wonderful way to start the morning, to have something to look forward to, and like I'm finding it's just helping my whole entire day. It's changing.
Chrissie,
Time to worry.
I'm very
Wonderful. Hey, thanks, beautiful people. Oh, so I've lost you now. Oh, there you are. So, oh God, how does it get better? Thanks so much, everybody.
Mwah. Thank
See you
you.
tomorrow.
See you.
Thank you.
Okay,
Bye
bye-bye,
bye.
darlings. Bye-bye.